waiting for Ronnie Correy to come up to tapes. All the riders a bit worried. A few last-minute adjustments there for Garry STEAD. Garry STEAD, the 27-year-old ex-Bradford junior, has ridden for quite a number of clubs. Over 160 league meetings. About to get away under these dreadful conditions, but it's certainly better. wide in blue. Chris Manchester in yellow goes from gate 2. That man ERMOLENKO, from whom we're going to get a fantastic view in a moment, goes from gate 3 in red. And Jason Lyons on the outside. Remember, ERMOLENKO and Lyons, their first race of the meeting. Lee Dickett has already had a 3rd place. Chris Manchester thrown in last, first time out. In practice here, PC. Well, Sam ERMOLENKO, if you couldn't hear it on your sets at home, says they are going to ride as a team. That's Sam ERMOLENKO and Lee Dickett. And this should be interesting, the view we get from the camera here. There is Sam ERMOLENKO talking to the starting marshal. He goes, of course, from gate 3.
about the overall matchup. We now know the conditions. We've now got underway. It's pretty close so far, but how do you feel that the rest of the evening's going to go?
I think everybody's going to get it dialed in. You're going to watch it. Everybody's going to be chasing the outside line now, and that's going to be a place to be real. You know, there's really not much of an inside line. So whoever gets out of the start and gets to that first line on the outside is probably going to have a good go.
Yeah. Do you feel that, you know, everybody's settling down now, that the track's not quite as bad as maybe they thought it was?
Well, I mean, I was lucky enough to get out there earlier on, but I didn't get no speed on the bike, but I was able to feel it, and I was giving the confidence, at least my guys. And after we've seen the first race, everybody had the confidence.
Yeah. All right, well done to you, Sam,
Good
and
luck.
we'll let you go and prepare yourself for the next heat. But Susie Perry, I hear, is with the winner of the last heat.
Thanks very much, Jonathan. Yeah, you seem to be on a race on your own there. You were way up front.
That's good. That's the way I like it. The track's a bit slippery at the starting line, but managed to get the first corner, so, you know, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Now, one big thing that we're seeing today that's very important is vision, and it's pretty difficult to see out there, isn't it?
Yeah, especially now they've got a bit of fog coming in as well, you know, and it's quite dull, so really, it was hard enough seeing when you're in front, you know, and then having all the dirt off other people's back wheels. So.
Okay, can you just show us what you're using, you know, to see? I mean, here you've got your goggles. If no one's ever seen these before, you've got tear-offs here. How many are you using sort of per heat?
Well, it depends if you're in front, you know. I use just the one when I was in front then. There's a bit of a mist in the air sort of thing, but, you know, if you're behind, you might use 3 or 4 sort of thing. Depends on, you know, what the track's like.
Okay, well done again. Congratulations, a good win there. And I think we're now going to go back to Tony Millard and Peter the Great Collins.
With Hull Vikings leading the Belle Vue Aces here at Craven Park by 14 points to 10 in the British Elite League. That is Ray Morton of the Hull Vikings, the second place in his first outing, and his colleague here is Shane Parker in the red going from gate number 2. Shane Parker, of course, so impressive first time out, a maximum 5-1 victory for this pairing. Andy Smith goes from the inside for Belle Vue. Next to him is Shane Parker from Hull. Gate 3 is Ronnie Correy from Belle Vue, and on the outside, Ray Morton. Remember that Correy and Smith attained a second and third place behind Joe Screen first time out, and there was a maximum heat victory for the pairing of Shane Parker and Ray Morton in their first outing. So Peter Collins, this is going to be tough for Belle Vue to pull it back here. And 10 days ago in which Kelvin Tatum was competing, Kelvin won it, but Shane Parker qualified for the next stage of the World Championship. But now we're on heat number 5. Shane Parker and Ray Morton flew for the home side. Correy and Smith for Belle Vue Aces. Picking it up well is Andy Smith. Going round the outside and picking down the power is Ray Morton. Parker not so hot this time, coming down the outside, but being locked out by Parker there was Ronnie Correy, who seemed to hit the fence, and Ronnie Correy is out of this one, and he's looking down at his machinery. It looked to me as if he was taken wide a little bit there, Peter Collins, and he bumped out of that.
Yeah, Ronnie's had his footrest taken off by the safety fence there. He caught it on the kickboard going down the back straight and ripped his footrest totally off.
Footrest gone then, but Andy Smith is out front now, ahead of Ray Morton. This is going to be a 4-2 in favour of the visitors, if we're not, well, it's got 3-all, sorry, with Ronnie Correy out, with the heat leader Andy Smith going to take the 3 points. He has a lap and a quarter to go. Back in second place is Ray Morton. Third is Shane Parker. With a lap to go, Andy Smith must have changed something on that machine, going far better than he was last time. Andy Smith for the Belle Vue Aces. Down that back straight, he's only got the top 2 bends to go, and he will take the checkered flag. The Grand Prix rider, he'll be in action in Sweden at the weekend. In second place in blue, Ray Morton. Third in red is Shane Parker. A share of the points at 3-all. It's now 17-13 in favour of the Hull Vikings after 5 heats. So the heat winner, Andy Smith for the Belle Vue Aces, has kept his team in it with a vengeance. A super ride by the Grand Prix rider and former 3-time British champion Andy Smith. It's Hull 17, Belle Vue 13. Peter, from the start, important for Andy Smith.
Well, we can see the start there, rider in yellow, Andy Smith, his eyes focused on that tape. You can see from the back here now, they're on the gate. Andy there, the dirt flies up from the back mudguard there, straight onto the camera lens. But Andy's gone into that first turn.
And Andy's here, and I know that you won't want me telling the world this, but I know that you've had a heck of a way to get here. You've had a long week. You've been working hard. I know you came into this meeting tired, but you've just shown what speedway riders are all about, because you've come out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I feel pretty good and made a lightning start then.
Yeah, you did. You made a very good start in your first ride, but you didn't quite get there. But did you change anything between your first and second rides?
No, I didn't change anything, just maybe woke up a bit.
But I think that, you know, once you've had a ride, you normally wake up and the travelling and everything, it doesn't really affect you too much, does it?
No, well, I feel okay now and my head's tuned in.
Good. Super job.
And the track's pretty good, considering the weather. It's better than normal, actually. The track.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right.
It's getting a bit of grip on there now.
Super ride.
Good to see. Well done again to Andy Smith. Not the same, though, I'm afraid, for Ronnie Correy. He's with Susie Perry at the moment.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, Ronnie just suggested he needs a bit more weight on his bike, so I thought I might jump on with him for the next heat. No, I'm not sure about that. Now, Ronnie, you know, what actually happened? You look like you just hit your arm there.
Yeah, I was just trying to fight down the straightaway to get through Parker, and I got a bit close to the fence, and my foot peg caught the fence, and it pulled me in, and as you see, it dragged my arm into the fence too, and nothing I could do once I had no foot peg. Once I came in the turn, and I had nowhere to put my foot, so I had to stop the race pretty much, or fall down.
So this is really not your night so far, is it?
No, I'm having a bit of trouble getting out of the gates at the moment. It's a bit slick for me, so I'm having trouble trying to get a bit of bite to get out of the gates, but we'll do a few more changes. Hopefully we'll get a bit better here and make things a bit better, we hope.
Well, the guys look like they've sorted your bike out now, so you're ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go now. So I'm going to changes, I think, see if I can get a bit better out of the gate. So I think right now the most important thing is to make that first turn. And the moment I'm not making the first turn, so I got to make some changes.
You've got to go out there quicker.
Got to do something quick, ain't I?
Okay, that's right, isn't it, Tony?
We move on now to heat number 6. There are the 3 heat winners so far in the 5 heats are all out in this one. That man in red there, Joe Screen, he won heat number 1. His teammate and partner is Garry Stead. That's in blue. Garry Stead, certainly number 2 in this heat to Joe Screen, and he rode in, trailed in last in his first outing. With Hull, the home side, leading by 17 points to 13. In the white helmet colour there is Jason Lyons, a heat winner himself. And Kai Laukkanen. Laukkanen is the other rider. Jason Lyons, impressive first time out. Jason Lyons in winning his first race. Few problems to the fence there where that footrest hit it, PC.
Yes, it's marvellous what you can do with those plastic ties. You can see there they're putting them in the fence, joining that bit up there that Ronnie's pulled away, and they've fixed it by now.
That's the lineup then for heat number 6. Garry Stead from Hull goes from the inside. Jason Lyons from Belle Vue, gate 2. Joe Screen, the Belle Vue captain, goes from gate 3. The Hull captain from gate 3. And Kai Laukkanen goes from the outside in yellow and black. Remember, home team Hull in red and blue. Visitors from Belle Vue, white and yellow and black. Starting marshal getting impatient there. There's Jason Lyons. Fast and furious, the Aussie first time out. Can he do it again? Jason Lyons lifts but picks it up and goes into the first bend in front. Goes wide though. Can he pick up the grip in blue? Coming through on the inside is Garry Stead, but look at Jason Lyons down the outside going by Stead as if he's not there. And Joe Screen disappointingly at the back.
Yeah, that was a great corner there from Jason Lyons. He was looking very, very fast in that first ride. Joe Screen doesn't seem to be going as quick now because he's stuck now behind Garry Stead. He's having a great ride in this one after scoring a 0 in his first one. And of course, Kai Laukkanen also struggling.
The heat at the moment certainly looking good after 2 laps for the visitors. Jason Lyons out front there is fast and furious and set for his second successive heat victory with a lap and a half to go. Pursued by Garry Stead of Hull. Back in 3rd place is Kai Laukkanen of Belle Vue, and Joe Screen is trying to get back on terms, but he's in last place and making very little headway as they go into the final lap. There's the last place. That is Kai Laukkanen is in 3rd. That in white is Jason Lyons out front. Jason Lyons is winning it by the proverbial street for Belle Vue in white. In 2nd place in blue is Garry Stead. 3rd in yellow and black is Kai Laukkanen. That's a 4 points to 2 heat advantage. The first heat advantage for the visitors. It's now 19-17 in favour of the Hull Vikings. And that man there, Jason Lyons from Mildura, was fast, furious, and almost unbeatable looking at this form at the moment, of course, for the Grand Prix that on Friday night. And we're still waiting to complete this. So Jason Hawkes coming up there in yellow and black. Disappointing first time out, the 24-year-old Australian just come over to join Belle Vue. It's Jimmy Nilsson on the inside for Belle Vue. Sam ERMOLENKO, gate 2 for the Hull Vikings. Jason Hawkes goes from gate 3 for the Aces. And on the outside, it's Paul Thorpe for the Vikings. And coming up to tapes now is the Vikings pairing of Sam ERMOLENKO in gate 2, and on the outside, Paul Thorpe. What, Peter Collins, will Sam ERMOLENKO might have changed here?
Well, he's probably changed gear. I know he said he'd got the wrong gear on. He's probably too low geared. He's geared the bike up, and you know, the bike will probably go a bit quicker in this one. But Jimmy Nilsson is next to him on that start position on gate 1, and we know that Jimmy loves to come off the inside, so we'll see what happens now.
Starting marshal waits to move away. The motors roar, the green light's on. Away they go, up goes the tapes, and like lightning from the inside is Jimmy Nilsson, but coming through to track him and pick it up is Sam ERMOLENKO. A brilliant ride for the American, the 38-year-old, the oldest rider in action here tonight, and he's picked it up with a vengeance out front. Nilsson is pursuing him on the outside. Back in 3rd place is Paul Thorpe. This will be a 4-2 to the Vikings if it stays like this, because tailed off at the rear at the moment is Jason Hawkes. But what a ride by Sam ERMOLENKO. What he missed out first time out, he certainly picked up second time out, and even time to look back with 2 laps to go. A big lead for the American.
Yeah, Sam certainly means business in this one, Tony. He was so determined on that first turn. He probably did have, like Kelvin said, some distractions, but the way he's riding now, this is the normal. This is Sam at his best round hole, and he's absolutely flying in this one. And to overhaul Jimmy Nilsson on that first turn was brilliant.
to go, but at the back, well, they're struggling. There's Jason Hawkes trying to pick it up against Paul Thorpe, and Hawkes making a little bit of progress, but our leader is Sam ERMOLENKO. What a ride by the former world champion. He takes the glory, he takes the checkered flag ahead of in white. In second place, Paul Thorpe. In third place in blue was Paul Thorpe there, and 4 points to 2 in favour of the Hull Vikings. It's now 23-19 with 7 heats gone and 8 to go. And that heat winner, Sam ERMOLENKO, the caption top left-hand corner of your screen shows Hull leading 23-19, and from the start it was a battle.
Oh, this was a great first corner. See Sam in there in the red helmet. He missed the start completely. Jimmy Nilsen's away there from the inside. We see it again, Jimmy in the white helmet. What a brilliant start he made from the inside. Stopped Sam in his tracks, but already Sam's decided he's going to run right around the inside. Now you see Sam, he runs his back wheel right on the inside of the track where no one had been early in the meeting. And that grip was all down there, and Sam went by Jimmy absolutely beautifully there. And what a ride. And there's the wheelie from Sam to cross the finish, close to that kickboard with the footrest.
Well, Sam ERMOLENKO, much happier man now, the American, with that heat victory, as he acknowledged the plaudits of the home fans here from the Hull Vikings. And certainly it's still close. It's 23-19 in favour of the Vikings. Identify the helmet colours at the start, but going back from the tapes is Garry Stead. Once again having problems with that condensation, I'm sure. It's Kai LAUKKANEN from the inside for the Belle Vue Aces. Lee Dicken for Hull goes from gate 2. Andy Smith for the Aces goes from gate 3. And Garry Stead from the outside. And on form so far tonight, well, just Belle Vue might pull back this lead, a 5-1 for them, and it'd be level, PC.
Yes, that's right. I mean, this could put things all square, and you know, Andy Smith's been absolutely flying. He looked very, very fast. Andy used to ride here at one time.
Well, Ronnie Correy there and his teammates having a look at all the action. But now the action down at the starting test. We're waiting now for the riders to come up. Starting marshal getting impatient. And the white helmet colours there, Andy Smith. His teammate in yellow, Kai LAUKKANEN. They'll be looking for a 5-1 for the Aces here, which would then level it at 24 all. But battling for the Hull Vikings are Garry Stead and Lee Dicken, arguably their 2 least experienced riders. Maybe, just maybe, the Aces have perhaps pulled an ace here in this one. Away they go from the tapes and picking it up well there in the yellow helmet colours is Kai LAUKKANEN. Andy Smith, tail off at the rear, will come through now and pick up third place. In second place is Garry Stead, separating the 2 Belle Vue Ace riders. But Kai LAUKKANEN out front, and now a great ride there from Garry Stead as he tries to come through on the inside. But LAUKKANEN picks it up again, and good riding by the Finn.
Yeah, Kai LAUKKANEN used the inside line where Sam ERMOLENKO used earlier on, but of course the challenge there from Garry Stead was very strong, but now LAUKKANEN seems to have got a bit of space between him, but Andy Smith is up into third place as well.
With 2 laps to go, out front in the yellow helmet colours, Kai LAUKKANEN, the reserve replacement. Back in second place behind him in red, that's Garry Stead, but he's extending that lead out front, and there he is, there's the man in red in second place. In white, Andy Smith in third, with a lap to go. If it stays like this, it'll be 4 points to 2 in favour of the Belle Vue Aces, giving them their second heat advantage of the night and closing the gap once again to just 2 points as they come round the top bend. In yellow, LAUKKANEN, impressive. In red, in second place is Garry Stead. Third in white is Andy Smith. That's 4 points to 2 to the visitors from the Belle Vue Aces, and it's now 25-23 with 8 heats gone. Hull Vikings in front, but Kai LAUKKANEN there getting his second heat victory of the night. And on tonight's performance, the Finn is going to be very, very valuable for the Australian from Mildura, who could be a key man in this one.
Yeah, Jason Lyons is riding very consistently this year, absolutely brilliant, and he's top man there at Belle Vue. He's been there for 8 years now.
There's the lineup then. Jason Lyons for Belle Vue on the inside. Ray Morton for Hull, gate 2. Kai LAUKKANEN, gate 3 on the outside is Parker from the home side, Hull Vikings. But look at this out front, because Jason Lyons has picked it up. A battle between the Aussies, but down at the back in yellow is the man who was the man of the moment just a few seconds ago with a great heat victory. Kai LAUKKANEN is down, and that will not help if he is excluded the chances of the Belle Vue Aces in this meeting. And certainly Kai LAUKKANEN, we'll be able to see that again in a moment, because Kai LAUKKANEN, we're waiting for the referee's decision as to who is excluded from this. And let's see what Kelvin Tatum made from this in the studio.
Obviously, they all came off the start together, very, very tightly bunched. It looks like a classic example of first corner bunching to me. Here we see the replay now. Kai's just missed the start, and he's got squeezed there. It looks like Ray Morton's rear wheel's just going to catch his left leg, and the referee's taken the easy option and obviously put them all back in, which is absolutely correct in this incident. You can see them coming there. Kai's just weaved a bit. They've nudged each other there. He's off balance, and Ray's just clipped his front wheel. Just one of those typical racing incidents, to be honest.
There's the lineup. Jason Lyons on the inside. Ray Morton goes from gate 2. Kai LAUKKANEN from gate 3 for the Aces. And Shane Parker from the outside for the Vikings. This is an important heat for both teams. Remember, Hull Vikings lead by 25 points to 23 as we go into this one. A humdinger of a meeting here, despite the track conditions, which have proved to be all right. Motors roar. And we have a problem here because Ray Morton has crashed the tapes, which now means under the regulations this season, Peter Collins, that either Ray Morton can go from 15 metres back or a reserve can come in.
Yeah, we can see that. Ray just took the green light came on and he just took a jump for it. The tapes didn't go, and you know, he's going to be penalised from that. It will be excluded, or he can start 15 metres back.
Well, we'll have to wait for the team management decision as to whether Ray Morton will go from 15 metres back or whether they will bring in one of their 2 reserves, Paul Thorpe and Lee Dicken. So officially the rider in blue is excluded, but they do have...
Just went too soon and went straight into the tape, so of course he was out, and of course we've got Paul Thorpe in his place.
Well, we'll have to see. Paul Thorpe, of course, former England rider at 35, the second oldest rider in the Hull Vikings team. Paul Thorpe comes from Macclesfield in Cheshire originally. He's ridden for Scunthorpe, Berwick, Stoke, Newcastle, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Belle Vue, Bradford, all sorts of clubs he's ridden for, but now back here at Hull. On the inside in the white helmet colours, there's Jason Lyons pulling back. In blue, it's Paul Thorpe, the reserve replacement for Hull. In yellow in the background there, Kai LAUKKANEN, and on the outside in red is Shane Parker. Remember, Hull leading by 25 points to 23, and there is Graham Jones watching with ERMOLENKO there, and alongside him, of course, Ray Morton. There we go, on the inside and picking it up well is Jason Lyons, pursued down the outside by Shane Parker. He takes him wide, that allows coming through the inside into 3rd place in yellow, Kai LAUKKANEN. But at the moment this will remain a 4-2 in favour of the visitors, but coming through on the inside is LAUKKANEN to pick up 2nd place. The real battle is in 2nd place, and what a ride again by the young Finn. Back in 3rd place is Shane Parker. Out front is Jason Lyons going for his 3rd successive heat victory. Back in 2nd place now his teammate, and this will change things around, because if it finishes like this with 2 laps to go, Belle Vue Aces will take the lead.
Yeah, LAUKKANEN's riding absolutely brilliantly at reserve. You can see that there, the way he went past Shane Parker. I mean, it's a tricky track to ride on tonight, but he did a great job going by him. And of course, now he's up behind his teammate Jason Lyons, who's riding around like a trooper tonight and who's really flying. And, you know, this is going to put Belle Vue ahead at this point.
Jason Lyons in the white helmet colours then is going to win this sparring tragic accidents. In 2nd place, Kai LAUKKANEN, and in 3rd place now in the red helmet colours there is Shane Parker, but that's a 5 points to 1 victory for the visitors, and now they take the lead. It's 26 Hull Vikings, it's 28 to the Belle Vue Aces. What a shock that is. I have to tell you, Belle Vue have not won away this season. Hull Vikings have only lost at home once, but Jason Lyons is in sparkling form. And, well, it was a battle from the start, but then it sorted itself out.
Yeah, we can see there, Jason Lyons is on the inside, and he's gone first. We can see that there. We can see the rider there, LAUKKANEN in the yellow. He takes Shane Parker totally by surprise as he comes past him there. As they enter the bottom bend, Shane Parker realises he's on a hiding to nothing. He's been pushed off the racing line because LAUKKANEN is now on that racing line. And of course, Shane Parker's history now for that 2nd place. And there was that 5-1 to Belle Vue.
Going from the outside. On the inside is Chris Manchester, who's coming as a reserve replacement here in heat number 10 in place of Jason Hawkes. That will get Manchester's ride out of the way, but still, according to my calculations, Jason Hawkes will have to have a ride. So there is Chris Manchester going in the yellow helmet colours, There's problems back of this. Ronnie Correy and certainly his ERMOLENKO and his teammate there, Shane Parker, having a chat about what's going to happen. And problems on the track for Joe Screen there, and he doesn't want that at this stage, PC.
No, he's got some clutch problems here. That's Steve Johnson tightening the springs on his clutch up. His clutch mustn't have been biting hard enough.
There is Joe Screen now up into action. Number 7 there for the Belle Vue Aces. Chris Manchester coming in as a reserve replacement for Jason Hawkes in yellow and black and going from the inside. Chris Manchester yet to gain a race point tonight, but that man there, Joe Screen, will be the key to this one. There in white, that's Jimmy NILSEN. In the blue helmet colours is Garry STEAD. There in yellow and black is the so far unfortunate Chris Manchester of the Aces. We said this was going to be an important heat. And looking at this, well, if Belle Vue Aces are going to keep in this match, I think Jimmy NILSEN, Peter, has got to finish in front of Joe Screen.
He has. He's got to make this start. There's no doubt about that, because, of course, if Chris Manchester doesn't score in this one, Jimmy's basically got to cover him by winning this race.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. There's the lineup. We're looking down there on Chris Manchester, the reserve replacement here for Jason Hawkes. Green light goes on. Starting marshal walks away, and away they go. On the inside in blue, it's Garry STEAD, but look, Jimmy NILSEN is picking it up. He's forcing Joe Screen wide. He holds Joe Screen up on the fence. A marvellous piece of track occupation there by Jimmy NILSEN with the battle out front. Screen is going to come through on the inside. At the moment, back in third place is Garry STEAD. Tailed off as expected at the rear is Chris Manchester. But what a battle out front between those two Grand Prix riders, PC.
Yeah, well, they're both off to Sweden tomorrow for the Swedish Grand Prix on Friday night, and of course this is going to be a big psychological thing here for Jimmy NILSEN, because at this point he's beating Joe Screen, who's trying so hard to get by.
Well, this is absolutely crucial for the Belle Vue Aces, and their man Jimmy NILSEN is in front. He's going to get a share of the points if it stays like this with just over a lap to go. Jimmy NILSEN heads Joe Screen. Back in third place is Garry STEAD. STEAD's putting pressure, but they're going to get second and third, the whole Vikings. There's no doubt about that. But out front, Jimmy NILSEN must have changed something here, because he's looking mighty impressive to finish, in fact, ahead of in second place in blue. There was Garry STEAD. Third was Joe Screen. That is 3 points apiece, the heat score. It's 29 to the whole Vikings. It's 31 to the Belle Vue Aces. Plenty still to race for, and look at Jimmy NILSEN tumbling off. I hope he hasn't hurt himself there with the Grand Prix coming up. He's won the heat, but he's finished up on the deck, and that is tragic for Jimmy NILSEN. I wonder what happened there, PC.
Well, he looks as though he caught the fence or something. He seemed to fall very, very heavily, and he wasn't aware of that. But here we can see this.
Oh, it was Joe Screen ran into him.
Joe Screen caught his hand as he went by, and Jimmy was taken totally unawares then, and down he went on the track. Totally dazed by that.
Well, Jimmy NILSEN will be furious with that, and I think we'll have to see that again, because it looked to me as if Joe Screen ran into him, and I didn't think there was anything between these two like that, Peter.
Well, I said this track looks quite narrow, but it's not that narrow, Tony. I mean, he just seemed to catch his hand as he went by, and down he went. I'm just totally flabbergasted by that one, and so's Jimmy, I'm sure.
Well, it was totally unexpected. He was totally unprepared, and in my view, that was totally unnecessary. I wonder what the lads in the studio, I wonder what Kelvin thinks about this, because really, Kelvin, that was sort of not the thing we quite expect to see after a race, was it?
No, I like Peter, I'm flabbergasted. I don't quite know what was going through Joe's mind at that time. I don't know whether he felt that Jimmy had been a bit hard on him in the first lap. It was a hard first lap, but didn't seem anything untoward.
And Kelvin, let's get the significance of this. This isn't just another elite match happening here. We've got the world number 2 on the ground, about to go to the Swedish Grand Prix, his home Grand Prix. Sure. This is monumental in terms of what it could mean to Jimmy.
Sure, he's not going to be, well, he's, you know, it's stunned him. He's absolutely shocked. And at the moment you can see it's knocked him around. He feels like he's been run over by her. Yeah, feels like it. Here we go. We can see the rerun of the heat. Yeah, I think both of them have made good starts here. Joe looks like he's nearly made it, but Jimmy's just slid underneath him here. I think that Jimmy's running fairly hard here. Nothing that hard there.
No question that Joe wouldn't want to be that wide, though, would he?
No. But it didn't knock him off the bike. But I think, again, we'll see that it gets a fairly tight here on this third and fourth corner.
Well, the result stands as it is. Jimmy Nilsen, the winner of that heat. Garry Stead and Joe Screen taking just 1 point.
My only answer to the problem after the race is that Joe felt that he was a bit hard done by in the first corner, but that's racing, you know, and sometimes it is hard, you know.
Joe's not one to mince words ever. He didn't say anything that time. He let his actions do the talking.
No, absolutely, but I think slightly unnecessary, unless he genuinely wasn't looking where he was going, but I'm sure Jimmy feels a bit aggrieved.
Well, as you can see, Susie's there and she's going to have a quick chat with Jimmy Nilsen. Let's find out with Susie. Go to you.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan. Jimmy, what happened?
I think he meant to hurt me. I think he didn't like what I did in the first corner. He doesn't like tough riding. He only works his way in a one-way street, and it's payback time, and next time is a big one. I'm not happy about this.
Have you got a personal history together, you two?
No, we're quite good mates. We ain't anymore. I'll pay back soon, don't worry about it, I'll get him back. But that was the ugliest thing I ever seen in my speed. I've been in speed for 16 years, and that's disgusting.
Do you really think it was deliberate, though?
Of course, there was no way. I mean, he just ran me off, and he just want to hurt me. I want to pay back.
What are you going to do?
I've got no bike now, and I had one bike. All my bike's gone to Sweden, and that's it. I'm going home now. I wish I could do something else, but it's not going to happen today. It's another day tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you said that you've had to come from Sweden last night. You've got to go back again tomorrow. You weren't really looking forward to today, were you?
It's hard work. I had a very, very busy week. I've been everywhere, and I got a Swedish GP on Friday, a lot of things organised for my sponsors and stuff, and I've done a lot of riding myself, so I'm burned out, and this is the last thing I needed tonight.
What about the third lap? Just talk us through that.
Well, he was chasing me, and I was just carrying my line. You know, Hull is a very hard track to come from the back, and I was just going inside, and I was on the outside for a lap there, and I went back on the inside, and he just carried my line, and it was no ugly thing, but he did the worst thing I ever seen in Speedway. Bloody hell, I can't believe it. We don't mind hard riding, but ugly things I don't like.
Was pretty ugly. Lap 1 looked pretty ugly too, didn't it, Jonathan?
Yeah, it did look pretty ugly, and Joe, you're here in the studio with us. We've just been having Jimmy Nilsen. He is not happy, and tell us about what you feel about it.
Well, I wasn't happy. I didn't really expect to hit him as hard as I did, and I didn't really mean that, to be honest. I just hit him just sort of wobbling, because he did stuff me big time. I thought he did.
But I guess that is Speedway, but let's take a look at it. If we can take a look at it, I think you'll know that it came out harder than perhaps you'd have expected. So the truth of the matter is you didn't really mean to knock him off. Here is the start of the race. Walk us through this. Let me tell me how you see this.
See, I thought I made the start, and I've sort of run wide. Jimmy knows I'm there, and I'm sort of in front of him, and he can see me. He just looks at him. He run me really wide there. No need for that, you know. No. He knows it's slimy on the outside. Yeah. You know, and he knows it's, you know, you get there and you can't go back. You know, you either go. If I wouldn't have been able to hang on to it, I might have gone through the fence. But you know, I did that, and I was a bit annoyed. And after the race, I spent to just catch his elbow, and I caught him. You know, and off he went. Never mind.
Yeah. Maybe you would regret that now.
Yeah, I do. But at the end of the day, you know, he was out of order for stuffing me, really. You know, he knew he was bad on the outside there, but you know,
it's one of those awkward things. Obviously, you felt aggrieved in the first corner, but you know that sometimes racing is hard. But I didn't see any real contact there, or from the angle we were looking at.
No, but he knows how the track is riding. You know, it is very bad on the outside up there. You know, it is very slimy. It is very flat. You know, and he did run me, and he expected me to go either into the fence or stop in a big way.
I've got to interrupt because Jimmy Nilsen has gone to the referee. Let's find out what he's doing now.
I mean, there wasn't even a distance between us. He ran straight into me, purpose. He meant it, every single bit of it, every single bit. If you want this, then you're going to get harder and harder. And what do you think? He didn't do nothing? Well, what? Well, you know and I know he ran me off the bike. It was purposely done. I mean, bloody hell, I never meant to see anything shit like this as before.
Well, as you can see, Jimmy's absolutely furious about this. He really feels that it was absolutely deliberate, so that's why he's on the phone to the referee. Yeah, Jonathan, more controversy.
It wasn't even nice.
Yeah, I'm not on.
I mean, he looked more sinned against than sinning, but you are a great friend of Joe Screen. Is he something in his character, perhaps, Peter, that makes him react like this?
I think he just regretted that straight away, what happened. I think he just meant to give him a tap. I don't even think he meant to knock him off, and it just needs nipping in the bud right away.
Well, the action goes on as we move now to heat 11. Waiting for the riders to come out. ERMOLENKO on the inside in red. Next to him, Andy Smith for Belle Vue goes from gate 2. Gate 3 is Paul Thorpe of Hull Vikings. On the outside, Ronnie, Correy. Well, in a sport like this, PC, anything can happen at speed, can't it?
I suppose so, and it was just something on the spur of the moment. It's just a shame we should see something ugly like that, but I'm sure it'll blow over very quickly.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll move on to next heat. That's heat number 11. Riders pulling back from tapes, not for the first time tonight. It is very, very humid here at Craven Park. You see the big stand in the background. So popular for rugby league for Hull Kingston Rovers here. And there in the white helmet colours is Ronnie Correy, the Belle Vue Aces captain. There are the rugby posts. Remember, it's a summer game these days, rugby league, at Hull Kingston Rovers, a very famous club. Red helmet colours, Sam ERMOLENKO. We can see the view as Sam ERMOLENKO looks towards that first corner. He'll need a good start. We'll have to see. We'll watch it with Sam ERMOLENKO here. He's in the red helmet colours. He goes from the inside. There we see it with Sam ERMOLENKO to the apex of the bend first. But look, coming through, the Belle Vue Aces pairing are there. And Andy Smith is produced a stunner, but back comes ERMOLENKO to take him wide. And Andy Smith goes into the fence, bounces off it and comes back. We've got some action here now.
Yeah, we saw riders very close to the fence there. Andy Smith did very well to stay on that. It was hard racing from Sam, but fair. Andy stayed on, so now we've got Sam leading the race and Andy Smith second.
If it stays like this, the points will be split. Paul Thorpe again, disappointing for the Hull Vikings, but out front, Sam ERMOLENKO. In yellow there is Andy Smith in second place. Back in third in white, that is Ronnie Correy, the Aces captain, with just over a lap to go. If it stays like this, the points will be split. But Sam ERMOLENKO, as we see from that camera, a clear track in front of him, and a heat win surely on the way for Sam ERMOLENKO here, which would be his second of the night. And remember, well, he's got 2 more rides he can have yet, but here he goes to take the checkered flag. Sam ERMOLENKO in second place in yellow, Andy Smith. Third in white is Ronnie Correy. The points split, Hull Vikings 3, Belle Vue Aces 3, and that's now 32-34 in favour of the visitors to the Belle Vue Aces with 4 heats to go. But Sam ERMOLENKO, we saw a clear track. His leathers are clean, and he led really after a first bed altercation all the way.
Yeah, this was a brilliant ride by Sam. You can see he makes a perfect start from the inside. You can see there, that's the helmet. You can see him looking across to that tape. The tape moves first from the post. He makes the perfect start. He's in fresh air as he gets to the first turn. He's running out to the dirt on the outside, which you saw there at that point. We can see it again. His front wheel lifts on the gate. He's balancing with his leg. But of course, he's going straight for the grip on the outside. But Andy Smith, you can see Andy, he rides the inside line. There's still a little bit of dirt down there. And he makes a great first corner straight into the lead. But Sam pulls alongside. Now, at this point, they run very, very fast into this turn. There's not room for 2 riders, really. Now, Andy did very, very well to hold on to that bike. He's so close to the fence. He overlocks the bike. And Sam's away there for the 3 points. But that was a very good ride from Sam. Slightly fair, and like I say, all marks to Andy for staying with it.
Well, heat number 12 coming up. There we see those very attractive young ladies in that smart period dress, deciding which place those riders ride from. In this one, heat number 12, Shane Parker on the inside in red. Already up at tapes. There we have, of course, the scenario now with Jimmy NILSEN in the white helmet colours, who said he wasn't going to come here. Susie's with Sam ERMOLENKO.
Thanks very much. Yes, Sam, I'm used to seeing you with the Sky Mite, but it's my first encounter with you. Nice ride out there.
Thank you very much. I tell you what, in the replay there, if you guys are watching it, I made a good start. I had to move up, and I made the wrong decision. Andy got a good run under the inside of me. He ran down the straightaway. I cut back. He just felt me coming, had more speed in him, and we got tangled up a little bit. Luckily, I was riding with a good rider, and we broke loose, and I got the win.
Why is it that you think that you've got more speed than him? You know, is your bike better set up?
Well, I'm not getting out of the start as good as I want to. The bike's a bit lifty, but right now, the way the conditions are, we got the bike set up pretty well, but don't quote me on that, because anything can happen out there.
Okay, Tony, it's back to you.
Away we go now. Picking up the apex of the bend is Shane Parker out front. His teammate and partner Lee Dickin follows him home, but coming round the outside, a tremendous ride by Jimmy NILSEN, not deterred by that cracker 2 heats ago. And Jimmy NILSEN is battling now. He's coming back, the Grand Prix rider, in pursuit of the Australian Shane Parker. This is certainly a fantastic meeting at the moment.
Yes, Jimmy seems to have recovered from that first incident, but Shane Parker now's got the bit between his teeth. He is really flying, he's riding that racing line. Jimmy Nilsen's chasing.
At the back though in blue, Lee Dicken has plummeted into the fence and he's going to get off the track. We can see Lee Dicken there, but that means there's going to be a share of the points here. And well, this close battle at Craven Park marches on. In red there, it's Shane Parker out front. In second place and looking back, Jimmy Nilsen in white. His teammate and partner, Kai LYOKKANEN, is back in third. A share of the points here will happen surely for the third successive heat. If it stays like this, battle is joined and it's really going to be a fantastic climax to the meeting. But the Australian Shane Parker here takes the checkered flag ahead of the revitalised Jimmy Nilsen. Back in third place is Kai LYOKKANEN. 3 points apiece the heat score. It's now 35 to Hull. It's 37 to the Belle Vue Aces, who haven't won away all season, but are 2 points in front with 3 heats to go. Despite the victory for the home side by that man, Shane Parker, the 29-year-old from Adelaide, who rode in style all the way.
Well, we're having another really close match, Tony. You can see again that inside starts working now. Shane Parker's made it from that one, but there's Jimmy Nilsen in the white. He runs wide into that dirt, expecting to get a little bit of grip around the outside. But just look at Lee Dicken there. Lee Dicken's also in second place. But now you can see Lee Dicken. He chases into the top bend. He's aiming at the back wheel there of Kai LYOKKANEN, but he's running out of space all the time, bails out of the bike, and down he goes into the fence.
Well, the heat winner, Shane Parker, is with Jonathan Green in our studio.
Thanks, yeah, Tony. Yeah, Shane's right here. Tell us about it.
Well, I just made a good start off for gate one. It's getting pretty slick out there now, and the dirt that's out wide is a long way out wide, and I just thought if I hung it on the line, I should be able to get out of the corner in front, and that's what happened.
Tough out there, especially with Jimmy on that kind of mood. He's been getting a bit annoyed, hasn't he?
There's a bit of aggro in the pits, but it's expected, I guess. You know, we're all racers and like to mix it up, and I was glad to get one over him.
No, you rode really well in that race. Obviously, gate one, it could have worked for you, against you. Did you feel that you needed to get a really good jump?
I knew I had to get a good jump. I started on a bit of fresh dirt. I was really close to gate two, and it gripped really good. You know, I didn't have it flat out with the engine, and it pulled good to the first corner, and I just had to keep it in tight, and that was it.
Your fitness, you feel strong or fit?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I've been out injured recently, and I've had a few meetings since I've been back, and getting back on top of things.
Sure.
Shane, how important, we've been talking about the Vikings on the road, not been getting wins. How important is a home win here? Because it's 3 weeks since you have been at home.
It's very important to get a home win. Like you say, we haven't rode here for quite a while, and if you want to do well in the league, you must win at home, no matter what the cost is, and to win away is a bonus. So as long as we can win at home, that's the important thing.
What's the feeling in the team at the moment?
Yeah, our spirits are high. We've got a good team put together, I think, and I mean, the main thing is to have a good team spirit, and we can all do well.
All right, well done to you. I wonder if...
Congratulations, good ride.
I wonder if Jimmy Nilsen's calmed down at all.
Well, I don't know. I think that might be smouldering there for a little while.
Tell you what. I can smell the burning clutch down here. Is it yours? And Jimmy said to me...
Well, it could be my pants, I suppose. It's pretty hairy.
Have you calmed down a bit, Jimmy?
Trying to, but the temperature is running high at the moment. Not too happy about it.
What's everybody been saying to you?
Oh, they just can't believe what he's done, you know. It's something you've never seen before in Speedway, and ain't not a nice thing to do, you know, but... It's another day tomorrow, and it's payback time. I won't forget. I'm old enough to remember.
It's like a Hollywood movie down here. The atmosphere is awful. Now, what did the referee say to you? We saw you talking to him.
Well, he didn't understand. He said, well, it could have been an accident. And I said, how can it be an accident? You know, we're racing. He's not running into me then. We're after a race. We're just cruising around, and he purposely run into my handlebars and knock him off. I mean, if at least he gave me a chance at the racing, I don't mind people riding me hard, riding me up to the fence, or do whatever they want, as long as we're racing fair, you know. But ugly things like you're not expecting, that's just shit.
No. Now, Jimmy, you're going to meet him again in Heat 15. What's going to happen?
If I can make a good start, I'll be looking for him. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh, Jonathan! I'm going to come and stand in the studio scared down here.
No question about it. Safest place. Jimmy Nilsen, that is fighting talk. We've said it all night. You don't mess with the world #2.
No.
Not when he's got his home Grand Prix coming up.
No.
And not, you know, when he's in that kind of mood.
No,
right, as we know, the heats are coming up next. Let's go to our commentary team once again. Peter Collins and Tony Millard.
Star quality in this one. Ronnie Correy, the Aces captain, goes from the inside in white. Joe Screen, a former race of course, in red from Hull Vikings. Jason Lyons, the flying Aussie, who's so impressive here tonight. Already heat victories abounding for him. He goes from gate 3. And ERMOLENKO, a little bit inconsistent, but fast last time out. He goes from the outside. for top right. Oh, we got a change here. Kai LAUKKANEN has come in yellow and... Oh no, it's in the next heat. We've been given information that Kai LAUKKANEN will be coming in place of Chris Manchester, and that could be important in the context here. But in this heat at the moment, this is heat 13. Hull are behind by 35 points to 37. There is Sam Ermolenko going in the blue helmet colours for the outside gate here in this one, heat 13. Starting Martin moves away. From the inside, Ronnie Correy is fast, but picking it up on the inside, and coming through is Joe Screen, and round the outside in blue goes Sam Ermolenko. But somehow Ronnie Correy has kept in front of Screen, but Screen comes through now on the inside, and what a battle here. Now Correy picks it up. It's ding-dong battle in second place. Screen runs out of track and goes wide. Correy picks it up in pursuit of the leader, Sam Ermolenko. If it stays like this, well, it'll be level pegging going into heat number 14. What a meeting we had. Peter Collins, what a race.
Yeah, what a race, and we've even got Jason Lyons at the back, who hadn't dropped a point up until now. But look at Sam. Sam Ermolenko's riding really well, but there we've got Ronnie Correy holding that second. Joe Screen bouncing off the kickboard of the fence again. Got to be careful he doesn't get sucked into that, but there's Sam Ermolenko with 1 lap to go.
Well, it's back in heat 7 that we had the last heat advantage for the home team, but they're going to get one here, which could be a vital time for this league meeting, because now, despite going wide, Sam Ermolenko is going to take the checkered flag. The wheelie of celebration. The camera on his helmet looks up at the floodlights. In second place, Ronnie Correy in second place. Third, there, well, certainly Sam Ermolenko celebrating. Joe Screen in third. The points split 4-2 in favour of Hull Vikings. It's now 39-39, and it could hardly be closer, could it? With the first heat advantage since heat 7 going the way of the Hull Vikings. From the tapes again, a battle.
Oh, it's certainly all happening, Tony. We're all square now with 2 heats to go. But we can see here, and to get into this first turn, it's Ronnie Correy that's made the start. On the outside, Sam Ermolenko's riding a very brave first turn. It's a long way round there. We know that fence is trying to suck him in there. But when he gets there, he squeezes through between Ronnie Correy and Joe Screen. And there he's going for that read. And here we go. Sam goes over the line on the back wheel. He's got time for a wheelie. And what a win from him. Ronnie Correy was second and Joe Screen was third.
Or what? You know, I'm disappointed. You wouldn't think so after winning that one, but we had a 5-1, and when I looked over my shoulder, Joe was there, and I thought my decision was to move out and give him the room to get his speed up. Looked over my shoulder coming off of turn 2, and Ronnie was there, so
yeah,
really
it was a really tough hut. It was.
Let's take a look at the start.
It was a really tough.
I was sideways, but I knew I would be, and I just got in there, and I knew now I'm being pushed out straight to the dirt. I see Ronnie. Man, I have to pace it all the way through here. I'm just thinking, hope for the room. I see now out of the corner of my eye, Joe coming to slow up Ronnie. And then Ronnie moved in saying, oh, I can't give you the room. Boom, gave me the room.
Sure.
What a sport. I mean, that was tight.
That could have easily gone either way right there, actually.
I mean, luckily I'm riding with really good riders.
Yep.
I got in front, hit the dirt, and that was it, baby.
You've been having some tight squeezes tonight.
Yeah, I just wish you can hear me under that cam, because I'm going for it, man. I'm here, baby.
What are you saying?
Yeah, just saying that, you know, I did everything I could. I did the right thing. Joe did the right thing. It's just we didn't come out with the right result. We got a 4-2. We should have had a 5-1.
They say in the States it's going to the wire. It's 39 apiece.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is Sky Television, and this is where it's happening.
We're certainly trying to bring the best out of them, huh?
That's right.
No, it's going to be hard now because they're going good and we're going good, and it's important right now that we get the momentum going. It's our home track, and we got to make it work, you know.
Yeah, well, that's not too bad for you. 39 apiece. Do you feel the incident with Jimmy and Joe has sort of put a bit of an edge into the meeting at all?
I missed all that, so I don't know what happened. I think Jimmy was a little upset. You got to remember the Grand Prix coming up. These guys' nerves are rattling out there, man.
Absolutely.
They both don't want to give anything up to each other.
Sure.
Well, the clock is ticking, Sam. We'll let you get back to it. Enjoy the rest of the meeting. Well done again. On great form, Sam Ermolenko.
Kai LAUKKANEN goes from the outside for the Belle Vue Aces in place of Chris Manchester, and on his form tonight, Peter Collins, he could well win this heat, and then we'd go perhaps into the final heat dead level.
Yeah, I think LAUKKANEN should win this race the way he's been flying round here tonight.
Well, Kai LAUKKANEN certainly there, settling at the tapes while the others move around. He's on the outside. You see at the top of your picture his teammate and partner Jason Hawkes, yet to provide a point so far. It'd be a miracle if he picked up a point, but that man, Kai LAUKKANEN, is certainly playing a major part in this meeting tonight. And if he wins this heat, well, it could just give an opportunity for the Belle Vue Aces to gain their first away victory of the season on Monday. In fact, they lost twice in a day, I think at Oxford and Wolverhampton. But there in red is Ray Morton. LAUKKANEN moves back. Morton comes up to tapes. gamesmanship here, perhaps, in this Heat 14. A fabulous meeting we've had. We didn't think it was going to take place. Torrential rain. I can tell you that Kelvin Tatum driving me up was skill personified in the car all the way up from Brighton. And that skill has been matched by many of the riders here tonight, because there they are for Heat 14 at Tates. Starting marshal moves away. The green light is on and away from the inside. Ray Morton gets a flyer. LAUKKANEN is pushed wide. LAUKKANEN will have to come back. Pushing through in third place is Jason Hawkes, but the two-hole Vikings are out front. They're going to take some catching unless they go wide. In blue, it's Paul Thorpe. He's looking inside. We're going to get some team riding here now with a vengeance.
Yeah, they're team riding here, the two-hole boys. Ray Morton now is riding the outside line. When you're team riding, that's the best place to be. Paul Thorpe's riding the inside. They're trying to cover everything, but LAUKKANEN really is having a go here in the yellow helmet.
Well, LAUKKANEN is fast and furious, and I'm sure he won't give up. Half the race is gone. Ray Morton is out front. That man there in second place is Paul Thorpe. Look at LAUKKANEN trying to close the gap down the back straight. The door is closed on him slightly by Paul Thorpe, but he's got time to come back again. LAUKKANEN, can he move into second place? He's trying every inch of the track and does. LAUKKANEN goes through into second place now. Can he make ground on the race leader, Ray Morton? Morton out front. LAUKKANEN in second place. Paul Thorpe in third. This is going to be a 4-2 in favour of the home side, and the visitors will need a 4-2 in the last to stay in the meeting. Red, yellow, blue, the finishing order. Won by Ray Morton, ahead of LAUKKANEN. Back in third place in blue was Paul Thorpe. That's 4-2 to the home side, the whole Vikings. It's 43-41 as we go into the final heat, from which the visitors will need 4 times. Another Aussie, of course, of Mildura in Victoria for Belle Vue. He goes on the outside. The start, of course, will be vital, but I suppose you could say, Peter Collins, with 6 laps, well, you've got a chance to make it up for a poor start in one way.
Well, you know, we're very close to the sea here, and there's a lot of mist coming in, and the riders are having trouble seeing where they're going, so I hope that it stays off for the whole 6 laps.
Well, they're the girls in their fashionable outfits. I think Regency in style. On the inside, Sam ERMOLENKO. Next to him in white is Andy Smith. Going from gate 3, Shane Parker. The crowd on tenterhooks. They've enjoyed a really competitive speedway meeting, and what in the end has been super track conditions. Will they be rewarded with a win for their home side? Or will the Aces fans be going back to Manchester tonight with points in the bag? Starting marshal brings them up to Tates. Hull 43, Belle Vue 41. Desperately close as we go into the final race of the evening here over 6 laps at Craven Park. Remember, Hull in red and blue helmet colours, Belle Vue in white and yellow and black. And away they go, and on the inside, Sam ERMOLENKO picks it up, pursued on the inside by Andy Smith. A battle joined there. Back in third place is Shane Parker. Parker going through now and putting the pressure on Smith, but if it stays like this, it'll be a home victory. But Sam ERMOLENKO goes wide, and now trying to come through is Andy Smith. That's 1 lap gone. There's an awful long way to go. 1.5 laps gone. They're sorting themselves out. What we can see there is Jason Lyons surprising at the back. Out front, Sam ERMOLENKO going wide. Peter Collins, if it stays like this, we know that the home side, Hull Vikings, will win it, because a 4-2 would give them a margin of 47-43.
Well, this could be a fantastic match-winning ride here by Sam ERMOLENKO. I mean, he's so good on the bike, very, very classy tonight. Fantastic rider, and what a brilliant ride if he wins this one now.
He started slowly, Southern Sam, but he's put it all together as the meeting's gone on, and he's found out about this track, used it to his advantage, and certainly from his team's point of view, this is going to be a crucial ride. Once he got going, Sam ERMOLENKO, 2 laps to go now. ERMOLENKO in front of Andy Smith. In third place is Shane Parker. Unless something dramatic happens here, the Hull Vikings fans will be celebrating in the Belle Vue Aces with just over a lap to go. Look at that! Piling into the fence at the back and taking a tumble there was Jason Lyons. But the referee will stop this one, but I think he has the power to award it, as happened last week, in favour of Sam Ermolenko in front. In second place, Andy Smith, and third, Shane Parker. We'll have to wait for our referee's decision as Jason Lyons piled into the fence. They were not at the time on the last lap, but we wait for the referee's decision as to exactly what will happen here. He has awarded the race to Sam Ermolenko with no time. In white in second place, Andy Smith. Third in blue was Shane Parker. 4 points to 2 to the home side. 47-43, the winning margin for the Hull Vikings. He finished up with Jason Lyons in the fence. Real disappointment for him. It looks as if it was called. He will think that Shane Parker calls that, and may well think, Peter Collins, that he was unfairly dealt with.
I think Jason was just having a big go round the outside in desperation and just totally ran out of track. And he's very, very lucky to walk away from that. As you saw, he'd gone right through the fence, and he was actually wrapped around the hair rail on the inside of the circuit.
With the referee entertaining no complaints there, Hull Vikings win by 47 points to 43. Down on the track in front of us, Sam Ermolenko does a classic wheelie, which we see from the camera on his helmet, and Sam Ermolenko has cause for celebration among the mud and the mist here on Humberside. A great night of speedway. Ill luck perhaps for Jason Lyon just in the end there as he clattered into the fence, but our referee Colin Reeves sorted it out, and victory for Hull Vikings. And we go to the studio where Sam Ermolenko will shortly be there, and we could join him.
Yeah, we'll join the whole team because it's been a superb victory for the Vikings. They really have been on a great way. Shane, excellent stuff.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it all come down to the last race, and we know what we had to do to get a result, and this man done the job.
Well, Sam has just crashed into the studio quite literally,
good job.
but there's nothing wrong with that. Congratulations, buddy. Good job.
Thanks, John.
Now, listen, they're all here. Tell me about some of them.
Well, all I can say is that I was praying that the engine wouldn't break 6 laps ago, but you were in second, and we still would have had it, baby. Yeah, it was good. I tell you what, out of the start, you know, I didn't know to go out or in. I stayed low, and luckily I did because he had a good drive Andy off the inside, and it worked out perfect. Once I got my wheels in line, a little bit of cush driving, and the baby was working.
Looks like everybody's really happy. Obviously, Sam, you know, you're delighted, obviously, winning that last ride, but how important was it for you to win tonight to get the season back on track?
This is the first round, and if you look across the board, what we've been covering on Sky, this is real important. Yeah. And it's difficult because the conditions, everybody getting over the top of what was going on with all that. Now, we put our heads together in the camp, and I think we still got more, don't we, Shane?
Yeah, we got more. It's just starting to work for us. Things are going to go good.
Shane, it is early days, but can you win the Elite League?
It's going to be very hard. I mean, we've got a good team, and you know, if we can all pull our weight, I think we've got a really good chance of being right up the top, if not winning.
Sam, we've been singing your praises all night. Whose praises would you like to sing?
I'd like to think, well, whole 700, I guess, and the promotion, because this promotion's gone through a lot of up against the wall and everything. I mean, they've had some crisis going on in whole speedway in the promotion. I know that they had a regroup this week, and I heard that the future's firm, and we got a place to ride, and we're going to do it, man. We're going to show them.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I know that all of you here want to thank all the organisers for putting on this great meet. Obviously, we were worried it wouldn't happen, but thanks a lot for putting on a great show for us. It's been a very welcome visit to Hull, and I just want to remind you of what we've got in the first heat.